illness. Most of your illnesses can be treated because they're acute and they can be treated. But it involves the person's physical, emotional, intellectual, social, the developmental, or their spiritual functioning. Notice that's the 7 things that we've been talking about. An illness. A lot of times your illnesses can be treated. Now your disease has to do with an alteration in a body function, and it can reduce a person's ability to do things, their capacities. It can also reduce a lifespan. Like diabetes is a disease. Diabetes can cause a shortening of the lifespan. I actually went to school. This little girl rode my bus. She was diabetic, and she always kept a bag of candy because she would have hypoglycemic episodes. And of course, I was always jealous. I wanted the candy too. But I remember being jealous of her, and then later on, as an adult, I also remember when she died in her 30s from complications of diabetes. So diabetes is a disease that can shorten a lifespan. A disease process that can reduce someone's capacities, what they're able to do. I think about things like rheumatoid arthritis. Is a disease process that reduces someone's ability to do things. Like my dad has rheumatoid arthritis. He can't play the guitar anymore. He's already missing 2 fingers, and his hands are just all like this. He actually has to have a large coffee cup so he can hold it with 2 hands. He can still hold a cigarette, just saying. I am anti-smoking, if you did not know, but my dad has smoked as long as he can remember. So some terms to remember when it comes to your illnesses and disease. We have to think about what is the causative factor or the etiology. Etiology means the causative factor. It causes the disease or the condition. Then we have acute and chronic. Acute has a short duration. It happens suddenly. It's treated, it goes away. It's acute, like a common cold, like appendicitis. It's treated and then it's gone. A broken arm, it's treated and it's gone. That's acute. A chronic illness is something that's characterized by symptoms that have a long duration, a long time factor, usually over 6 months. So with chronic diseases, I think about something like fibromyalgia is a chronic disease. What's another one? COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. That even has chronic in the name. So with a characteristic of a chronic disease is that there will be periods of what we call remission, meaning the person doesn't have any symptoms and they may not even feel sick. And then they have periods of exacerbation where it comes back with a force and you know that they have it. Even patients with COPD, congestive heart failure, things like that, they'll have periods where they're managing really well and they really don't look sick or sound sick or feel sick. But then they'll have exacerbation, they end up having to be hospitalized. Yeah, so chronic and acute, need to know the difference. All right, so I have something called Microsoft Forms. So you will need to be able to log into your office account through the school in order to do this because somebody changed it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. But now you have to be associated with it. So I'm going to go to Canvas. You have to go to Canvas to find this. I already have it loaded in there. It's in Canvas. There's your class right there. All right, you go to modules. Have y'all been watching these NCLEX review got things from this man?
Mm-hmm.
This man? I can't remember, he's new. Yeah. So you want to go to Unit 3. I went too fast. Unit 3. You see where it says Chapter 16 quiz, Chapter 17 quiz? Let's do 16 first. Click on the link and you'll automatically be in there. So all you do is click on this link, open it in a new window, and you can answer these questions. I'm going to unplug. see the answers. 16 first, do 16 first. This was the first one I ever made in Microsoft Forms, so if you don't type it exactly the way I typed it, you get it wrong. It's no big deal, it was my first one, I learned from my mistakes. I'm going to, sign into mine. Yes, chapter 16 forms quiz. It may ask you to sign in using your Galen email. I used to be able to let you go straight to it, but mine went straight to it, so I don't know if you can or not. So you're not having to, so there are 5 questions. So you have these in there, if you wanna do them again, you can, on your own time, but I'm gonna do both of them in class. I also have a Kahoot I want to do, so don't spend all day on these questions. You know you only have 90 seconds per question, right? You shouldn't spend any more than that on questions. This is where I learned that you have to have, you have to spell it correctly. You have to capitalize like I capitalize or not capitalize to get them correct, but I'm not gonna start nutrition today. We're gonna do these little quizzes for the rest of the class. I'm giving you 3 more minutes to finish this one, and then we're gonna look at the answers. Don't be highly concerned if you miss some, because you might not have spelled it the right way. Like if you're typing too fast and you misspell adult, it makes you miss it if I spelled it right. Y'all won't have fill in the blanks anyway on your exam, so that's a good thing, right?
I love that.
Got about a minute and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in because I'm not showing any answers. One minute. Do y'all like this platform? Like, I totally forgot about it last test. I had one on assessment. I feel so sad.
It's at least 10 points.
30 seconds. I have 31 responses. Is there anybody in here that's not finished? All right, I'll go ahead and show the answers. Oh, goodness. Where's my little thingy? All right, so looking at the answers. Emphasizes the nurse must keep the whole person in mind, strive to understand how one area of concern relates to the whole person. That is the definition of holism. So if you did holistic, holism, if you misspelled it, holistic care, holistics, that is all correct. Okay? You just, because you wouldn't have had to do that. So all of this one, you answered holistic. So almost everybody got that right. Okay. A nursing conference covered the topic of health promotion for the lifespan. The nurse would have correct understanding to use the topic of drug management for the following age group, and I gave you the age groups to pick. So if you capitalized it, you missed it, I think, or maybe. I capitalized older adults. The answer was older adults. Most of y'all got that. Notice how that's one of the topics off of that 250 page, health promotion topics, based on the age group. That's where I said, see where it's misspelled. A priority nursing diagnosis using Maslow's is alteration in comfort is the answer. Risk for falls always is second to an actual nursing diagnosis. It's a risk. Actual nursing diagnoses come first. The nurse has educated the client on behavior change for weight loss. The client has bought a self-help book and has made small behavioral changes. The nurse knows this stage is the preparation stage. And if you typed in preparation stage, you still got it right. It's preparation. The nurse attended a conference on health prevention. It would be correct understanding to place annual physicals with, and annual physicals is a type of screening, so it's secondary. All right, now go back to your Canvas and click on the one that says Chapter 17 quizzes. Chapter 17 forms quiz. Click on that one.